Hello, friends. You know, sometimes shadows can be a real, they can be like stalkers, really. You know, everywhere you go, there goes your shadow. And, you know, even on cloudy days, sometimes you still find a shadow there. And it can be a little distracting, especially when that shadow is in your mind. Okay, I know some of you, probably most of you, know what I'm talking about. And it can be a challenge, really, okay? You know, because especially if you're trying to fall asleep and your shadow just really, really wants to talk and let you know, hey, don't forget I'm here. I'm always here watching you, everything you do. Maybe you need to use the bathroom, or maybe you need to have a private conversation, or maybe you need a private moment just with yourself. You're not with yourself, just alone. I'm still here watching you when you try to sleep, maybe especially then, lurking like a me, not me, but like the shadow says. And so this can be really distracting. What do you do? What do you do at those times, especially when the shadow is trying to talk to you while you're trying to sleep? Well, since you guys are going to be together for maybe ever, like in most cases where you have to cohabitate, it's best to, kind of try to get along. Maybe if the shadow is all, yay, let's talk about all the bad things you do and bad decisions that put you in places that maybe you weren't too happy about and maybe still kind of haunt you today. Maybe that's the time to talk back to the shadow and say, you know what, shadow? You may think you are following me, but maybe, think about this, shadow, maybe it's I who follow you, okay? All those dark times, whatever, I was there with you. I was always there with you, okay? Maybe it is me who is watching you while you try to sleep. You think you hold all the power in this kind of relationship. Maybe you are just very confused. Maybe, like you say, maybe shadow follows light, maybe light follows shadow. And I am watching you while you sleep, shadow. You don't know because you're asleep, but I maybe is there looking at you on the ground or wherever you're sleeping. And I'm telling you, oh, I got you right there. You're very vulnerable right now, shadow, aren't you? Okay? You're sleeping. You don't even know I'm watching you. You don't know this is true, shadow, because you're asleep. Okay? Maybe this is our dynamic here. Okay? Maybe consider that. Huh? Maybe now you want to go to sleep and really think about all the good things you accidentally did. Because I was there with you all the time. But I don't know. Maybe this works for you. Maybe it doesn't work for you. Sometimes if you just kind of talk things through, you can get to a better place. That's all I'm trying to say. And sometimes that conversation needs to be with your shadow, whether it's on the ground, a physical shadow, or it's, in your mind, lurking, whispering in your ears when you really, really don't want to hear it. Maybe it's time. Just start up a conversation, talk it through. Maybe you come to a little point of enlightenment or something. I don't know. Anyway, just food for thought. Give it a try. Maybe debate while you're falling asleep is not necessarily ideal, but if the conversation is gonna happen anyway because your shadow's like, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me, well, maybe the only way out is through, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. Okay, now, if you have a shadow, and you probably do, and this bothers you, because it probably might, it does for a lot of us, then, don't run away at those times. It's still gonna follow you. It doesn't matter, it's always there. And, the only way out is through. That's what I'm trying to say. That's it, okay? All right, so if you have shadow problems, now you can go out and maybe even fall asleep and be empowered. Yeah!